Hi everyone, my name is Casper, and I'm going to be telling you about my first mini project for my positive psychology class. So, I did my project on positive emotions, and I wanted to raise those up a little bit. So, I decided to use the PACE model in my relationships to see if that would raise my positive emotions. I hypothesized that using the PACE model would have no effect on my relationship or my positive emotion score in PERMA. It actually turns out it did raise my positive emotions a little bit, and I was a little surprised by that because I guess I'm just naturally skeptical of this sort of thing, but I'm going to talk a little bit about how it raised my positive emotion rating and what kind of things I think were responsible for that. It feels natural to talk about my skepticism first, since that was the first emotion I had initially about the whole experiment. I guess I'm just skeptical of these types of things in general, but I didn't think something that small, especially in like a different category of perma, would actually be able to affect another category of perma. And it was actually really surprising that it did, and it was kind of a nice feeling too. It felt kind of nice to just have some of that like skepticism just kind of moved away from me. The next emotion I'll talk about is my surprise, my initial surprise reaction to my results. It was just it was just kind of surprising. I don't know how else to put it. That doing something so small and seemingly so minuscule, like it just involves a little bit of a change. It's not like a huge change, could actually like have this much of an impact on me and have this much of an impact on my perma score and my life in general and my relationship. And I was just really happy about that. And I'll talk about that a little more as well. So, the kind of insights I gained from this, I want to talk about all three aspects of the PACE model I used. I didn't include playfulness because I felt like I had enough playfulness in like my current discourse, but based on how I ended up reacting to how I was using the other three parts of the PACE model, I feel like maybe I should have included playfulness just to like see or just to kind of test. If we ended up doing a further experiment on this, I would definitely include playfulness. But I want to talk about acceptance. It actually felt like really nice and kind of calming in a way to use acceptance from the PACE model. It's not necessarily something I would say I struggle with, but I'm just not conscious to points in a conversation where I'm not being accepting and like forcing myself to consciously like be accepting. It just like it almost felt like a little bit more relaxing. It made me feel like more confident and even like less worried. Like I had less anxiety when certain topics came up that I would have maybe previously reacted negatively to. I'm going to talk about curiosity as well. Curiosity was, I think, the best part of the entire PACE model experiment I did because just being able to like go in on like a level playing field in a conversation with my significant other and talk about just like why, like the reasons that why like being able to uncover the reasons behind like the the either like the just being able to uncover the reasons like behind a behavior or behind a certain topic or behind a certain like or dislike. It kind of relieved some of the anxiety and even some of the stigma like surrounding that topic that was either like pre-existing or I felt like was slowly building up or just anything like that. Just being able to like have a really open and honest conversation by using the curiosity part of the PACE model, that was by far the best part of the experiment. And I really enjoyed that. And then using empathy is something I felt like I maybe struggled with as well. Just because I thought I was using empathy, but I realized I wasn't using it in the correct way. Like I wasn't applying it correctly. And it was nice learning how to apply it correctly because that it makes me feel like I'm going to be a more effective, empathetic person in the future. And overall, I really enjoyed this experiment and I plan to just keep using my takeaways from this experiment. Like they're not going to stop after the experiment's over. I'm just glad I got to do this experiment.